slacking. Welcome to No Socks Podcast, episode 8. Woo. I'm Katie. This is Pat.
Hi.
Brandon.
Hi.
We have Jeremy.
G'day.
Woo. Mikhala.
Hello.
And Sabrina.
Hello.
Woo. Everyone's here. Yay! We have enough people here just so we can do a healthy applause because it's been, you know.
And now Sabrina and Mikhala, you can leave.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
It's nice to meet you, and I'll say goodbye now. The rehearsal.
We filmed the skit, so that's all.
But Mikhala is the newest member of the No Socks crew.
Yeah.
She only joined us a little bit recently to help us out with some admin and some various tasks. She created all the contracts for us.
Oh, very serious stuff.
Yeah.
You got a problem with that, you have to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like the legal bouncer of this operation, so just try and get through me.
Yeah. You'll break our legs. Wait.
We dare. I'm looking at everybody in the room, so there's a lot of people here.
That is true.
So where did how did it come to be that you are a part of the No Socks crew, Mikhala?
Wow. Well, I suppose it probably started with you guys asking me if I would join, but I mean, I know that you guys. I know that you guys.
Who would have thought?
I know you've already talked about it before, but we've all sort of come from the music scene, and I've been part of that in some ways. So that's kind of where it started. Just some gigs. I was in a band for a while and met both Patrick and Brandon through that. And so I suppose as you guys started building up the podcast, you were looking for someone to fill in for some jobs and asked me. And so here I am.
I'm very happy to have you.
I did just have a quick question. How do you be so organized?
Organized?
Yeah, how do you do that?
What with?
Yeah, like just how does that work, being organized? That's something I really struggle with.
Okay, do I seem like an organized person?
You do.
Oh, wow. I mean,
You're either
Your
very
work-
aware
Otherwise these days, but
your work ethic, where does it come from?
I think I just like to not be stressed.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do the things and then you don't have to stress about not doing the things.
More like there's a healthy level of procrastination, I find.
Okay.
So if I can find the sweet spot, then, you know, there's for every task, there's about an amount of time before that's healthy to procrastinate until, and then that's when I'm just like, okay,
And it kicks in.
I'm starting to get a little bit too stressed now, and I'll get it done. But yeah, just balancing. I don't know.
that's your that's your development of ideas phase. Don't worry, it's a procrastination
Exactly.
phase. You know, just think of
Well,
ideas. That's
Just at least look at whatever you're doing, like a project or whatever it is, and then not think about it, or maybe think about it, and then you'll come up with ideas.
Yeah.
Would you say you're the kind of person who would factor in a certain amount of hours for procrastination into a task?
It's sort of just working backwards.
Yeah?
Yeah. So just planning, like, this is how much time I feel like I'll need to
Complete the
say
task.
if I'm writing an essay, like this is editing it, this is writing it, and this is doing all the readings and research. It's sort of working back from there, but then I always kind of give myself a little bit of extra time anyway. Yeah.
Has that worked out well for you?
So far, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's a bit much, but I suppose after you do the same thing over and over again, you get there. Like with essays, I'm just done with that, but I have my own system in place. So
Cool.
Yeah. What made you get really interested in all the legal side of things?
Oh, well, so at uni, I'm studying Bachelor of Arts at the moment, and I'm one of the few people who went into arts knowing that's what I wanted to do, because usually it's the opposite way. People go in like not knowing what they want to study. So I'm doing arts, and then decided I wanted to pick up music as well, and to fill in subjects that kind of fit into both, I decided to take on Business of Music, which is a class last semester. So I got to learn about all of the legal side of royalties and management. So it was more just because I wanted to get a better idea of what the practical side of music was.
Yeah.
And I suppose that was enough of a basis to get involved now. with the podcast. So
What would you say is your most fun fact about music law and copyright and royalties?
Is there anything fun about that though? Like, let's be real.
Talking about.
there's no set way with royalties or contracts. I mean, people have their industry norms, but I suppose anyone's advice is just like have a contract in place so that everyone's kind of clear on what's happening, because the law side without the contract's not going to favor most people. Yeah.
So what you're saying is the fun part is knowing how these contracts work so that you can scam people.
No.
We're honest people. We don't
No,
scam
the fun
people.
part is knowing that you can do whatever you want with the contract. So you can write up whatever works for you, and then that'll be, as long as it's written well, then that'll be all you need to make sure that your preferences and your rights
Everything is met.
met. Yeah.
Do you feel like it takes a bit of pressure off when you're actually writing a contract, so you don't have to like always use the exact right jargon and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes. Although, sometimes. It can get a little bit complicated because there are some studies that say if you're in a band setting, on like a song-by-song basis, if you're writing songs and you want to decide what royalties go to who for a particular song, then writing contracts before you write the song can be an issue sometimes, because people start to argue on who gets more. But there's the standards in those situations for industry is that generally there's an even split between everybody, because that cultivates best creativity and best environment where everyone feels like they can add in as much input as they'd like to and get the best result in the end.
Because in the end, aren't we all trying to work together towards making something nice and magical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty
Yeah.
of art.
Oh.
Yay! Let's do the clap again.
What I really enjoy is that all of us here can actually having a go at actually having a full discussion all together, where we can all discuss different aspects, because we've all come from different kinds of parts of the music industry, musicians, sound engineers, and everything else. Not to like generalize everything else, but there are a lot of parts of the music industry, and it's really good that we have all of our bases covered, and it's really nice because we all get along, and it's so nice to just have everyone here and talk.
Nice old chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like not smile and like talk too much because I'm supposed to not be, because I took my wisdom teeth out, but it's not too bad. I don't know. People just really talked it up. Like who's actually taking the wisdom teeth out?
I did.
I'm supposed to be getting them out.
It hurt,
Supposed to be
man.
getting them out now. What happened? I thought you said you weren't getting them out.
Well, I am supposed to.
I was supposed to as well 5 years ago.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I never did.
Right,
Good for you.
it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Like,
I mean, did they say that you like absolutely had to get them out, or was it more of a recommendation?
I mean, they told me 5 years ago that was fine. That it was fine, but then like the last year or two, my lower right one was coming out, and I guess my lower wisdom teeth are they're coming out sideways. So if they keep coming out, they're gonna just like ram into the back teeth, and so it's sort of like they're just like just take it out. And then same thing with the top two. And
Wait, so did you get all of them taken out? Right.
I only had 2 taken out.
Lucky.
I got all 4 taken out, but like I was in the chair and they were just doing it while I was awake.
Yeah, that's
Terrible. Because I was just watching them and I could hear the crunch in my bone as the tooth like dislodged.
Isn't that? Jeez.
It's
Wow.
right next to your ear too.
Oh yeah.
traumatic, actually.
But it was traumatic. However, I did learn a really interesting lesson. How like depending on where you go, the price for you to take out 2 teeth or 4 teeth, however much, because I took them all out, to like down near the coast, because I thought I wanted to look at nice scenery after a traumatic experience.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then 2 like just in Clayton, and it was like $600 for this side, and then it was like $1,200 for this side.
That's
Oh my god.
That's weird. Like,
And that's why I haven't taken mine out.
yeah. It was
So
definitely really
I mean,
expensive.
yeah, the fees weren't very good for me, but like, jeez, like, why is it such difference from one side to the other? Because is it two teeth for like 600 or is it like?
No, it's literally where you go. It's like there was both, like all four sides were just as equally messed up.
Does it depend on whether you go to
price
an
is pretty
actual
messed up,
doctor
man.
or it's just the guy in the back alley? Or
No, but that's the thing, because they're both actual, like both of them were like actual practices. It literally depends on the position of the practice. So if it's like in an expensive suburb, then it's like $1,200.
The razors. The
Yeah.
standards.
You know what? We can
But-
spend all this money on extra gear.
It's true. It's
Like,
true.
let's just be in pain. Teeth pain.
Let's be in
Teeth
pain and buy another microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Sounds
can
like a
do
good
this
idea.
more
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, speaking of microphones, I wanted to just talk about the nice microphones that we have now. So, I came onto this podcast to do sound because these guys were using
That one is
a certain choice of microphones that I was like, oh my gosh. So now, Brandon is using a Shure SM7B, Pat's using a EV-RE 320, and Katie's using the newest addition to my collection, which is the EV-R20.
That's the same thing, but just different color. And
Twice the price. Oh my god.
okay.
Today's weird though because there's so many of us. So I'm using a Beta 58. Sabrina is using. What are you using, Sabrina?
I'm using an AKG. I believe it is P120, and it is great. It is on the same level as a Newman microphone. However, it is about $300 and something, and it produces the same sound for less.
It does sound very crisp. I am listening to your voice. To microphones.
like
It
Granny
does sound very
Smith.
crisp.
Granny Smith kind of crisp.
I would say so.
This is like
Wow.
become like
Very
a gear
crispy.
talk episode. What is
Why
this?
not?
Why not?
We're talking about podcasts.
this is
We're
mixed
talking about
bag.
us. We're talking
I
about
know,
us.
but I'm just like,
Everyone-
I'm surprised. It
And
came like a
your
gear
microphone does
review
sound very
page.
crisp too, even though.
borrowed.
Yeah.
MXL, I think it's 990. That's what it's saying on the side of it as I look right now.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we can. I get to use all my expensive microphones, which I panic bought during lockdowns in 2020. So it's been very nice to actually get some use out of them and make something cool with you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
It's been great.
You bring so much, literally and metaphorically,
Oh well, thank
to
you,
the team.
thank you. My duffel bag is really heavy. I think I broke it the other day.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Just don't like break a shoulder or something.
Trying not to. Trying not to.
I mean, it's one of the things that like people seem to like really appreciate. Like our guests, they're just like, "Oh my god, you guys have such high production value or something." Like that's what they
Yeah,
say.
like the first thing that Gallagher said when
Yeah.
he came in.
First thing, yeah, Sam said was just like, yeah.
And
Thanks,
it's
Sam.
only getting better. Like wow, with the lights, with our cameras, looking very nice, very sharp.
It's looking nice.
Yeah.
We do need a new camera though.
I mean, but honestly,
Could always use new stuff.
before we need a new camera,
We need a new set
I think we need a new table.
and a new table.
This
Yes.
table, I'm sorry, Amelia. The couch is beautiful. This table, she ain't doing it for me.
Why are you doxing
It's
Emilio?
not
Who's
a-
Emilio?
Emilio's Brandon's Zio. It's the Italian. Is that the Italian word for uncle? He's Italian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, but it's
Yeah, the table was actually custom made for him. So
yeah. But
Ooh, but not
Yeah.
for us.
not for us.
I think a round table means
That's what I would think.
yeah.
Nah. I think a round table would not be good.
Why not?
Why not, man?
I'm not bailing
It's
you out of
not
this.
very safe.
You won't walk into the edges and get a bruise on your leg.
Who walks into
into
it and
the
gets a
table.
bruise in the leg?
Me,
Okay, well,
Caitlin.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I think
dangerous.
it'd be
It's a hazard.
Me too. Yeah.
like a very nice kind of like
Okay, then.
fake mahogany looking, or maybe like a
Yeah,
marble one.
to-
Be very nice. Make it look very spinny. Our set.
I will buy it from an op shop. You can be
how big's
assured
the
of
table
that.
gonna be?
I don't
No,
know.
there's-
Or like an oval even. Just something that has some softer edges and is a darker wood. More like this
Something a little
They can see
curvy.
this.
Yeah, something a little curvy.
Actually,
Something at a
celebrate.
nice height too.
Yeah, this
So
is
we
a
can
bit-
get some nice chairs as
What
well.
if we just replace the table legs? Like, what if we just change the
Is
table
that
legs?
possible?
Yeah, you just unscrew the bottom and then.
How will we get it out of the room whenever
I think I'm
we
like
can
on the
afford it?
complete opposite side. Like I really don't care about the table. I don't understand what's so bad about it, really.
The fact that when I first came in here and I was putting gear on it, he said, "Don't push it because it will fall over."
You know why?
No, that was
you know
because-
why? Because these two
Push
did
it
not.
over.
You guys did not set the table up properly. That's
I
why.
couldn't. It wasn't.
What do you
And
mean?
then
I just did that
Pat
myself.
came in with his really strong
No.
physique, and he just bet it.
There's nothing
Just
strong about this
submission.
physique. Anyway, but no. Just
What can I say?
bend it into position.
I was trying to say
Submission. This is sounding okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah. But no, you guys just didn't set up the table right. It's a decent table.
You're so rude.
I'm midway. Like I don't like if we change the table, I'm not gonna cry about it. But if I don't really care about changing it,
Do you guys?
I think we'll cry about it if we keep it.
I think we can cry
Circular?
about the chairs though, right?
Are you
Yeah,
on the?
it's
I
very hard to keep a
understand
good
for
posture.
aesthetic value.
Yeah, aesthetic value.
I mean, I have a very good table in the garage.
It's true, but then how will? Because it has a glass top. How will that work with cameras?
Reflective.
Just
Can't
wear
even really see
pants.
the table on the camera.
Chat can tell us that if you
But
can see
I
the
can see it.
tell. Wait, this isn't live. Chat can't say it. Comments can tell us if you can see the reflective.
Yeah.
I'll just use my watch to for
Comment below the video.
reflection.
I mean, you can't even see the table in the video, but it's rectangular and
It looks
wood.
like a cardboard box.
It does. It does. Or like a very old,
nice.
very, very old classroom table that like has a lot of pencil scratchings and bits of penning.
You guys are going ham on this table.
I do not see this. I
We
do
have
not
strong-
see these
We have some
scratches.
strong opinions,
Yeah.
and I think they're very valid.
I mean, I get the aesthetic problem, but like this, come on, this table is fully functional.
I feel like the pencil scratchings could be quite a nice aesthetic, actually.
What if?
Every
or-
guest
should
just
But, I
writes
mean, yeah, the
some
colours
sort of
and-
graffiti
Yeah.
on it.
We were
Something
thinking about
around
having
well.
like a canvas or something, but we could have the guest table. I mean, it'd be okay to write on this table.
You can do whatever you want with it, right?
yeah.
Thanks, Emilio. Thanks, Emilian. Sorry. Come on.
Now
I'll
speaking,
just clap and they won't know that I clapped for myself.
now speaking of the table, we have a very nice picture sitting on there. Would you care to explain it?
We do. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my baby. This is little Lily, who we just lost on Valentine's Day, and it broke my heart into 5 million pieces. But yeah.
5 million piece. Sorry,
Oh my
sorry,
God.
sorry. That was a bad time.
But oh my gosh,
Yeah. No, that's actually a tragedy though. It's true though.
we had it for like three years, and because Sabrina and I have. If you haven't watched Sabrina's episode, you should check it out. It's Saffron Moore. Promo in the middle of me mourning my daughter. Anyway, yeah, Sabrina and I have lived together a long time.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
And Lily lived with us for most of that time. And yeah, it's really, really sad to lose her. She was actually in the very first No Socks stream. She was sitting right beside me, and I was really scared. But she was there, just sleeping through the whole thing. Yeah, she wasn't bothered at all. And she would constantly jump on my piano. Her and Rodney have kind of broken some keys, but sometimes they just start working again. So I don't know, but yeah, so I want to keep a little picture of her around because she's like OG crew. You know, she was there with me and Brandon, so and now we're here with all of us and
One cat.
yeah, and one cat. We got little Rodney. Yeah, and you don't know Rodney, but you're going to.
Is that a threat?
It sounds like a threat.
It's a threat. You're going to. But yeah, so currently, yeah, Sabrina's living with us, and so it's me, Brandon, and Sabrina here at the No Socks base. So
Underground hideout.
yeah, it's underground. There's no
Ignore the window behind me.
yeah, don't look at that. It's not real. It's
It's
a
a
lie.
fake window.
CGI'd in, just like.
But yeah,
But not for long. Not for long.
not for long. It's gonna be really sad. But yeah, whilst we still have Sabrina on here, have her close to us.
I'm not dead.
No, B, don't get confused. Sabrina's still here. It's my cat's gone. So,
Our cat.
our cat's gone. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Sabrina,
Yeah, Sabrina.
yeah,
What's,
so you-
what's been happening, man?
yeah, we had you on our
Second
episode.
second episode.
Second episode.
Yeah, what's been happening since then?
Damn. So much. So much. So much. I have recently, because I think we shot that like in the middle of COVID, like lockdowns and stuff, I think.
Maybe.
Like when we were out.
I think just coming out of it.
Just coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so much has been happening since then. I've been doing a lot more background work for like my friends' bands. Recently we did like a Veronica's gig. We played a festival and I was in Renee Nakari's band.
Did you get to meet them?
I didn't. They were very, very too cool for me. They were too cool. And like very far away. But like it was so cool to see like everything be put together. I did, however, meet DJ Havana Brown. That was really sick. Yeah, and now like ever since things are coming back out, been doing a lot of other gigs, like my own stuff. I've just gotten my band together. We had our 3rd rehearsal last week. I'm very excited because I've also been filming a music video.
I was going to ask you about that.
Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
Yeah. What would you like to reveal to the audience today?
Well, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I worked with this awesome team. They're still, I don't know their business name yet because I think they were still deciding on one. However, it's really, really cool. It's based on the song Flirting Like That, which is out at the moment.
On Spotify.
Stream it.
Apple Music. Where else is it on?
We're good.
Anything. Everything. Oh, man. But it's really cool. It starts off me in a house party and me just looking at some dude and I'm like upset over him flirting with someone else. And it's just like about this feeling of, you know, when you see someone and then you start liking them, you have a crush on them, and then all of a sudden it's like developed into much more of a thing. And this person has no idea what the hell is going on. But you're like determined. You're like, yes, this person. I like this person.
Like they speak to you with a certain tone, like, yeah, have a good day. And you're like, because they didn't say it like, have a good day, that means that they actually want me to have a terrible day.
That's exactly it.
Like, yeah, I've been there. I understand.
Hands up who's been there.
Overthinking. Oh, man.
No.
But it's so cool because it's really just about the transition from realizing like don't need this person and just to enjoy your life, which I think is really a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
And
A very powerful message nonetheless.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to release the entire EP that supports that. So hopefully when that gig is ready and when all that stuff is ready, everyone's free to come down to it.
My mouth will be better.
Exciting.
I'm so excited though because one of the songs is Spaceman's Wife, and it's actually based on one of Adsnoggin. I'm gonna refer to her through a music name. Adsnoggin's song Spaceman Band.
Yeah.
And I know I spoke a little bit about it in
Yeah.
the past episode,
Yeah.
but I'm
Just to
remind.
remind you, we're
Just
really
remind.
connected. We're like this. Have you wrote songs like?
Have you written songs about
Why do I
each other?
slip into Valley Girl?
What?
Why not? Why not?
Everyone knows what a Valley Girl is
if not by name.
It's not my head.
Gorgeous girls. Gorgeous girls.
Oh my god.
That are great for linguistic studies, I must say.
But anyway, sorry, before I distracted you.
So what's Spaceman Band all about?
Spaceman Band all about?
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? Maybe you could find out because
How are they going to find out? Where the hell is it?
Yeah. Well,
no, they're gonna
when are you
find-
going to release something?
Hey, guys, come on now.
Hey, oh my god.
Well,
I thought you were working on an EP like 3 years ago.
That is true.
Yeah, we were.
It might have been 4, yeah. Well, I think a massive part of all that is yeah. I'm pretty sure there's got to be a lot of people out there like me who are like, oh yeah, this thing I do, it sucks. Or maybe you made it in the past and I get really bad imposter syndrome, like crazy, to the point where like, you know, you can't even talk to the people you used to be friends with because you're like, oh, would they speak to me? Then they'll be like, she's not as interesting as a person as she used to be, or yeah, I don't know. It's a whole big mess. It's like you could talk about this for like hours. But anyway, but so yeah, there's just a whole lot of your brain is wrapped up in the creative process, and if you're not doing all that well, it's, you know, if you don't have like the best self-worth, then finding that worth in your art, I mean, it's kind of easy to just push it away, or, you know, there's so many talented people out there. My brain is just kind of like, hey, well, I mean, this person is doing what I do like 1,000 times better. Why would anyone even care?
That's a lie.
Yeah, regardless of like whether it's logical or not, these are the things you tell yourself when you're not doing so great.
It's like as well, it's like because you care about it so much. I mean, going back from like last episode, if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch that.
Yeah, do that.
But we talked, you know, about like, you know, tying how much self-worth to tie into your own music, and it's like you at least want that thing that you care about to go right.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's just completely demoralizing when even that's not going right.
Yeah.
And going nowhere.
It's, I don't know. I think a big part of the thing is though, like, just try. You know, and that's all I need to do.
I suppose that's such a relatable thing as well.
Yeah.
Just hustle.
I feel like a lot of
Just
people
hustle.
go through that feeling where,
Definitely.
you know, you compare yourself to all of the art that's out there that's at the top level often.
Yeah.
And you just don't have the resources, or maybe you don't feel like you have the skill at that point. But
Yeah.
part of the struggle in that is, you know, inspiring for you as well. So you can make art out of those things too. And then as you create more and more and more, then you get closer and closer to what standard you hold yourself to, or the
that's
standard
true.
changes
Like
as well.
You don't move. You don't. I mean, I guess I don't know. What do you expect to gain if you just stay in that place where it's like, well, I'm not good enough to do this. Well, there's something Brandon said to me way back in the day. I think it was just like, well, could you get good? It was something like that. And like,
Excuse every Just get good.
yeah.
But like,
do it.
yeah, like
Get good.
also
it's-
like just something we talk about in like writing books and things, because I also come from a very big like book writing background, is like, don't compare your first draft to someone else's final draft, for example.
Yeah.
Don't compare your process and where you are right now at the beginning of at the beginning of your song, or where you are as an artist, to like someone who's been, you know, someone's final master of a song, or where they are 5-10 years into their career. It's like, but I think a lot of people do tend to be like, oh, I'm never going to be as good as, you know, Coheed and Cambria, or these guys who have been performing for like 20 years, when you're at the very beginning. And then it's so disheartening to be like, oh, so then, you know, what's the point? Because they're so much better than me.
I think,
At some point in time, they were probably where you were.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's just perspective is all you need. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
I think as well, like a really important thing to remember is like it's better to do something at your 10% than not to have do it at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you do it at your 10%, at least it's done. And then once you've done it, you can just continue next time and do it again
You
better.
can only get better.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like so fulfilling once you've done something better the next time. It's a bit of a money move, actually.
You can see the progress.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even just like Brandon and I have both just got into the On the Road Again busking program. So I actually am like, this is exactly what I'm doing now. Like, even just seeing over a period of like 4 days, just practice, and each day it's like, oh, okay. You know, I hadn't played the piano for, I don't know, like 2 months. It was terrible. Like anyway. Yeah. And suddenly it's like, oh, your fingers they just pick it back up, you know?
Yeah, I would say I was like kind of shocked to see that you like started another Instagram, or not started another Instagram, but like you started uploading again, and I was like, wow, I'm like really happy for you, because you're like starting to do some, you're like picking it back up. So
It's been
awesome.
quiet. It's actually the social media aspect, maybe even more than the comparison game or the imposter syndrome for me is social media, managing that. I find it incredibly overwhelming, especially because it's the place where it can trigger your imposter syndrome and the comparison game. I mean, it's scary, but I mean, something I just thought of recently was, I mean, think about how much you could get done if you just reframed fear as opportunity. Like, you know, these things you're afraid of, it's always just an opportunity to understand, to try to learn more about yourself, others, situations. I mean,
It's like a SWOT analysis. Like,
SWOT.
no, but like you turn your strengths and weaknesses from threats to opportunities. Like, we're learning about it a few years back in my business days. Very long time ago. But yeah, changing your threats into opportunities and trying to bridge that over. And I think like a really valuable, I know it's not directly correlated, however.
No, it all factors in.
Yeah, like a really valuable thing was looking at your competitors, especially all the people that you'd see as competitors, and see what they're doing, and then seeing how you could do it better and applying that to your own stuff.
Yeah.
Or just, even if you couldn't do it better, just trying to do that.
Yeah, to emulate it, to learn from
Because
it.
it's not going to be 100% a carbon copy.
Yeah.
No, it will never. This is the thing. People worry so much about originality and this sense of, oh, I need to be original, but you will always be original because there's no other person that has been through all your experiences growing up in your town, have been born at that time, have experienced every single thing in that same chronological order that you have.
Yeah.
So naturally it'll impact you completely differently, and the way you write it, the way the like pressure you put on that pen when you write that down, completely different.
Honestly, that's kind of what stagnated me for like so many years. Like in like, especially in my high school days, it's like when I was like starting to do a bit of songwriting, or even as a guitarist, like I remember it's kind of a funny thing now because I'm sometimes teaching like students songs and everything. But like back when I was learning, I'd be like staying away from any song and just trying to like write my own stuff and not really like, I guess, studying other songs and everything to learn the craft. And it's just like, I could have just shaved so much time. I could have been a better like arranger, especially when I was more heavily focused on like fingerstyle guitar. And yeah, the likes of like Sunga Jung, or I guess I wouldn't say Tom Emanuel, but like people like that. You know, all the YouTube, there's a huge guitar YouTube scene, and it's like I think I was kind of like, I was doing a lot of those comparisons as well for that, and the originality thing kind of factored into my decision making, with a lot of going, okay, I'm not going to learn a song, or at least I'm not going to learn someone else's arrangement of the song. I'm going to do it myself. But because I hadn't really studied enough of it,
You go around.
I couldn't
with
exactly
what you
get
know.
any, like I couldn't get anything I was really satisfied with. So I guess we'll just tie it back to Luke's episode, steal from other artists to an extent. Or at least just be humble about your influences. I think that's the important thing.
But there's so many ways that like you can get influence. Like a really great way that you can get influence from other artists, especially, is to like, if you're if you're analyzing one of their songs and you're analyzing the song concept, you can flip the concept and decide, okay, if I was in that situation, boy meets girl, what if I was the girl?
Yeah.
What if I was like, oh, this guy's a creep, why is he still hitting on me, oh my god? Or like you flip it completely, change the chords to their relative minor.
Ooh.
And like
There are a lot of little
That's your
ways
song.
to differentiate.
And is that what you've done with Spaceman's wife?
actually, yeah, I forgot all about that.
I thought you were doing that on purpose to tie it all back.
No, I just couldn't explain. Because I know
Jeremy, you're an expert at making segues.
I really forgot all about that. That's so what I did with Spaceman's wife was so Caitlin's got an opening riff that's like and
Sounds
her
like Metroidvania.
it's so sick. Like her instrumentation is like drums, guitar, pretty like rocky band. And so I flipped it. I like changed that to and then I made it more soul and I used like more keys.
Somber. More somber.
And I wrote, I just wrote from the wife's perspective, and I wrote about how her husband, who is on a trip to space, to like reach the stars, how he's not coming back to her, and it's kind of sad, kind of depressing.
It does make it sad. It kind of makes my character into more of a butt, though. We were saying, like, because he's like, space. I'm gonna go to space. Then it's like, oh, that's right. Oh, the wife and the kids.
No, but I think that's so clever because this is a direct reflection of what happens in life.
Yeah, that's true.
People are excited to go do their things, and sometimes
Other people get caught up and
Wouldn't get left behind, really. That's in the case of this.
Are there any plans to do contrasting music videos?
that'd be cool. Let's do it. I mean, if
do you
I
feel like you
now
can picture
there
like you have like completely different kind of like color palettes and
That'd be cool.
themes and
Do you want to work on it, Jeremy?
I mean,
You want to do it?
employed.
I'm just a sound guy, but okay. I'll do what I can.
We'll buy you pizza.
I do like pizza. Ooh.
Speaking of heading away somewhere far away, I do have to head away somewhere far away
That is true.
to Glen Waverley to a rehearsal.
Magic Faraway Land.
But thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everyone
Stopping by, even though you live here.
Thank you for being
Great to
on,
have you
Sabrina.
again.
No, thank you so
Now
much.
try and navigate through. I don't think you can see it on camera, but there's a
I'll
mess
give
of
you a
mic stands and
limbo.
everything.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Limbo.
Oh, remember games. There you go.
She did it.
Bye.
Yeah. That was nice.
Have you ever seen a
Watch
podcast
the
where
ball.
a guest
Just
just
leaves.
leaves?
Just bye.
Yeah, that was.
Now it's us. You know, you can hear Sabrina talking to Rodney, which you will meet. Anyway, as I was saying, as I was saying, I wanted to ask you, Brandon, what's crack-a-lackin' for you? Like, I touched on it, just before, but we're getting into the busking program. But you've been doing some things. You and Pat have been a bit,
I haven't been doing that much stuff.
Oh, yes. Pat does stream.
Pat has been doing some live streams.
Yeah.
lately.
Anyway, let's talk back to Brandon. This is Brandon's time, not mine.
Pat. Okay.
I've been doing some stuff. I've got a side project that I've just been venturing into called Gentleman Catherine. It's sort of like just a way to release music without too much stress. Because I find, I have a lot of fairly big or ambitious projects. For example, Caitlin, Pat, and I are in a band called Black Dime Cabaret at the moment. Yes, but that's something that's like it takes a lot more investment, and I guess the stakes are higher, you could say. So it's kind of exhausting and quite difficult to pull off. So
It's quite difficult to find just one member that we need.
Yeah.
Like a keys player.
a big headache that we've been experiencing over the last few months has been not being able to find a keyboard player.
Specifically, what we're after someone. Well, the benefits from having more of a feminine vocal quality is that it can blend with mine better, as I'm currently leading.
Like it is a bit like, do we really need a female keyboard player? Not really, but also it would be a lot better. Yeah,
because like we didn't want like, I guess the whole idea is that because in this band we do a couple of I guess Luke, Brandon, and I, we do like vocal backups occasionally. And you know the lead vocals switch between Caitlin and Brandon depending on the song. But it's like, do we really just want the one lead vocalist?
Yeah.
You know, in this case, mostly Caitlin's mostly singing most as lead vocalist, and then having like three guys accompanying in the voice. We kind of want to balance, as Caitlin said, like we want to balance it out, so we have another female vocalist in there.
It's like a band I love, and I think I took the inspiration from their dual female vocals, but Bent Knee. Just there's something about the way two female vocalists blend together is something that we just can't achieve with, you know, the three of us.
Unless we just made someone we just make like, Luke sing really high.
Yeah, but even then, it doesn't have the same quality.
The qualities are different, like of that particular larynx.
You know what?
Anatomy. Yeah.
So I was doing this fun thing the other day, and I was talking to Patrick about it earlier today. And so I've got a friend. His name's Iggy, and we write music together. He was in my last band, and is a great friend of mine. We were sort of digging through his music gear just last week, and we came across one of his old Roland pianos. And it has this awesome feature on it where you can modify your voice. So if you plug in a microphone, you can make your voice sound like a robot or a little kid.
Oh my
I could make myself sound like a man, and he could make himself sound like a woman.
Yeah.
So I was genuinely thinking about, like, in my own songs, there's some parts that I've written that I feel like would really suit a male voice, and I was sort of lost for how I would be able to achieve that at all. But just sort of stumbling upon the piano, it sort of got a real sense of like realism when you listen to it, where you could not tell that it was, say, me singing into it with that
you
filter over it.
singing to you.
Yeah. So I just sounded like a man singing.
Might need that for one song, like in the future. Actually,
I was considering using
like, I wanted to use, actually.
Wow.
It's really good, but you know, if you're looking for a keyboardist and a female vocalist, it's like 2 in 1. So
we're just looking for the keyboard. The keyboard
technology.
The keyboard just sings by itself.
I would say these days, but I think it's about 20 years old. So
I mean, it's so common though, a female vocalist, like female keyboardist who can at least accompany vocals. But I guess our music isn't up to the.
How would you describe your music?
Oh my god!
What genre would you call it?
It's not. Oh, I mean, it's our music, but it's Brandon's. He's the creative licensor.
It's rock.
When you posted to me, it was a rock opera cabaret, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but it sounds really fun.
When I asked you, I think it was, were we? Yeah, we were a band actually. No, but the first time I mentioned it to you.
First time? I never saw that.
I was like, no, okay. But I was originally going to do it as a musical.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's the first time I heard about that.
Yeah, I think when I was calling for people, I think I called it a rock opera.
Yeah.
That's basically.
Do you want me? I'm just going to keep on searching this every time. I've actually got the exact email that he sent me, so let's read that. You just keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, like even like I don't even know if there are a lot of female keyboard players because I can't find any.
Can I? Yeah, I also just want to quickly say, I think part of the phrasing is too. How do you address, because we are a LGBTQ plus friendly environment here. Like, how do you address people who are non-gender conforming? But
was something.
Yeah, that's the kind of the vocals we're looking for. But we don't want to say, we don't want to. I mean, upfront advertise. Oh, we're strictly this. Like, how do you say to someone like, no, it's okay. Like, we're all inclusive.
Yeah, because like we were making that video, and I was like, like, what do we really like? Do we say woman? Or...
Yeah, actually, it's not like necessarily really want It's more because we
We
just
just
if
think
you
it's
can
just
get
their voice.
Yeah,
Well,
if your
it's
voice
just the
can be
voice.
feminine enough,
feminine voice.
and like that's really
Particularly.
all we need, to be honest.
I don't know. Just like maybe we should just had a video of me going la 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 and just like respond if you feel like you can blend well with this. Doesn't matter who you
Found
are.
the email.
I think that would work.
You know.
I think you should try it.
I
So
found
it's-
the email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let's try and do my best
let's see,
Brandon
let's see.
impression.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hi,
no.
Patrick.
Oh, no. Hey Patrick, I just want to say I can't keep speaking. Let me copy your voice. Just want to say I had a look at your influences on band mix. I can totally see us hitting it off pretty strongly.
He used cabs.
Go. Yeah, use
Did
caps.
I?
Use caps.
I use
totally.
Oh my god.
Totally.
Yeah, no, it's like you've got great
I
taste.
think I was just really excited.
Okay, so
Like
my name is
musical
Brandon. I'm in a
chemistry.
band called Black Time Cabaret. We're sort of a weird entity orbiting around. I guess this is real space opera. I mean, you were working on a space opera too, weren't you? At one point.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that was more of the
Probably.
books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was books.
who cares?
Yeah, orbiting around hard rock and kind of jumping in and out
Yeah.
of genres as necessary. This is like marketing for the band as well. It's a story-driven project akin to a Deer Hunter. Isn't it the Deer Hunter? Why is it?
I think. No, I think I keep reading it.
Okay, or Coheed Cambria. If you've listened to either of those, which I didn't at that point, I've listened to all the albums now, or at least all the ACT albums for Deer Hunter. They're great. If you haven't listened to them,
Incredible.
Go check it out.
Some of the best things I've ever listened
So
to.
quotable as well. Like,
Yeah.
I just did one earlier today.
Right place at the wrong time. Wait, wrong place at the right time.
Not a real
Fake
fan.
Fake fan.
Was that
Not
the
a real
wrong
fan.
place at the
Exposed.
wrong
I'm sorry.
right time?
Do you know the Deer Hunter?
Unfortunately.
Get out while
Fake
you can.
fan. Fake fan.
That's not a
Kicked off the team.
We play originals
You
and
were
currently have 2 albums worth. Yeah, let's skip the rest of it. Usually just be a pretty detailed demos, just which don't normally happen. Usually there's just acoustic guitars and mumbling. Anyway, yeah, so that's Brandon flirting.
And
Can
And I
confirm.
accepted.
Can confirm.
No, I was like,
But I think it was
fuck
also like because we knew each other. Well, we didn't know each other, but we were somewhat connected through.
Yeah.
we're rehashing, but
Yeah. So
either way, yeah, except though, like we've like talked. I mean, we're still waiting to get that female keyboardist, and like your luck with it is just like it just didn't go smoothly apparently.
even when I people respond and say, "Oh yeah, that sounds really cool," and I'd love to be a part of it, and then that's it. They just ghost.
It's like I can put myself in their shoes. I'm like, maybe it's a crisis thing that we all have because I have that. Maybe they have imposter syndrome too. And they're like, oh no, what if I'm not good enough? Because I was actually playing keys and now I'm here.
Like it is a pretty scary thing to come into because there's so much.
There is 2
there.
albums worth. I was scared about that, to be honest.
I just found because, well, Max already had like, because there's parts that are already established too. It's like, oh my gosh, the standard is already, pretty high. It's good. It's good stuff. We're gonna do gigs. We're gonna do them. It's gonna happen. You're gonna know about it. Woo.
I was like, because like, I was just thinking about this time, like it was like 29th, I guess, 29th of December, probably a few days before that, like someone like on Bandmix was like, hey, do you want to join this band? And I'm like, it's like, guys, if you're on these kind of things, like, could you at least like send them a message, especially if they go out of their way to like give you a phone number and just go, sorry, I'm taken.
Yeah.
Or just like it would be it's a bit nice.
It's good to know.
No one likes to be left ghosted, on any
Yeah.
kind of social media platform
in any kind of way.
in any situation. So
It's good to have closure.
yeah,
you
it's
know?
good. So we're not just waiting on you.
I didn't
Or
realize
people aren't
Bandmates would be so much like Tinder.
It is.
Yeah.
waiting. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Brandon can confirm. I think, yeah, he's like contacted literally everyone.
I've contacted
At some
every keyboard
point.
player.
Yeah.
Every keyboard player.
And
Yeah.
it's not even once. You've done it more than once, haven't you?
Some people
Yeah.
I've contacted twice, but like
Yeah.
years apart.
Yeah.
years apart.
Wow. Yeah. Jeez.
I gotta stop laughing. My stitches are gonna come even more undone.
Anyway, yeah, I was working on the
was-
Gentleman Catherine side project.
Hell yeah.
And I've released one song, and I'm gonna hopefully release the second song, Subway, in March.
You know what? We should have said that. Sabrina was. She was on her way out
We should have.
before.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't have got it because
Maybe they would have
They're not-
got it
they're not real
they,
fans.
if they listened.
in the future
Yeah.
and then came back to the past.
Well, let us know if you know what that's from now.
Yeah.
Not very hard.
I don't know.
It's
Never
good.
mind.
It's good.
Anyway,
No.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
I think we've been avoiding something about you, Caitlin.
What?
Some of you, so
What?
these guys are working on music
Oh.
currently, and they've got some stuff out.
Again.
You know, Sabrina's got some stuff out as well. So when's your stuff coming? I know we've discussed this in the past, but
Yeah, well, I mean, as I mentioned, like I am getting back into it. Like I found, like with the busking thing, I'm like, oh, they've accepted me, and I desperately need money as well, and it's so amazing that they pay. Oh my god! And now I'm actually like, okay, I'm doing that. So if I can do that, then I can record my music and release it. I think there's a part of me that's just so sick of feeling that imposter syndrome and that, you know, I recorded those songs like 2019 and my vocals weren't good enough then. Like, what's a 2-year hiatus? What has that done for my voice? I mean, it hasn't really, I mean, if anything, like I find it, I don't know, like I've lost stamina in places and
Same.
it's, yeah, like it's, you gotta, yeah, it doesn't help, you know. But I was thinking of, I realized that there are really some songs of mine that, I don't know, like you can't represent as well just playing it by yourself. So I don't know. I think I could just really smash through it. Just get them done. They don't have to be perfect. I mean, in my head, because of the demos we did, like I loved working with the people that I worked with so much, and especially Louis, like being such a phenomenal drummer.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like if I can't have real drums, how can I do this? Like, and it seems so silly, but then I couldn't even reach out to these people to reconnect with them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you feel like a failure as well, because in the hiatus, it's like, what have I done? Someone once made a comment to me like, yeah, wow, like you must have, you know, something about liking my music back in the day, like I must have wrote so much since that time. And I was there reading that like, oh my God, no, I haven't. Existential crisis, boom. But I don't know, I really think that I should just do it. I'm just going to do it, honestly.
Shia LaBeouf
I mean,
it.
yeah. I mean, there was a song I wrote like, and I was going to upload it the night of my 22nd birthday.
Because the plan was to release an album by then.
No, I was going to release a song.
Yeah.
So I just smashed through it, you know. And I've always been I'm getting progressively more self-conscious because my lyrics aren't, like they don't come to me the same way they used to. But yeah, I found that with Lily passing away as well, like that was just such a massive hit. The grief, the first thing you do when you're in a really bad place, and for me, I've realized, is go to music. You like, and go to the piano. So like realizing that as well is like, this is the place that I go to. Like why have I been away from it for so long? Like, I don't know. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen. Like, you can't have Pat here releasing stuff, Brandon releasing stuff. What am I doing? Like, I'm just going to release it, you know?
Have you felt like you don't really want to release something unless it's like 100% kind of what you want it to sound like?
Yeah.
Jump on the bandwagon of releasing songs that are 3 years old.
Yeah. Honestly.
That's my bandwagon.
Yeah. I mean,
Because how much have you considered, like, even just having something, even if you're not 100% happy, like what Sabrina was saying before, like, at least it's something, and you
People
can
just
see that it's there.
Yeah.
And then it's given you something to, like, look back on and be like, this is where I was back then. Here's where I am now. Look how much of a difference I am.
Yeah.
Because do you feel like...
I think part of it is I don't, like, it's really my voice that I've been very disconnected from, struggled with.
Yeah.
Like my mind and my body are just really disconnected. That's actually why I'm going back to uni, actually. And I'm specifically challenging myself by taking a unit that's improvisation in movement and dance. And if you know me, you know I cannot dance. It is the thing, and all my life I've told myself, like, you can't do this because you can't dance. Like, and it sounds so stupid, but it's these little things that you tell yourself, like, I can't do this because of this. And that's the same thing with my voice. Like, I can't record these things because my voice isn't as good as it was. But even when I was in the past, I was still saying that. Like, my voice isn't good enough.
That voice is really powerful too, isn't it?
It's like
again, my friend Iggy and I, we're just like,
we're gonna have to meet Iggy.
We're gonna have him on
you
the
guys will
podcast.
meet him eventually. But
Yeah, with
we've
the
started
keyboard.
doing salsa classes with another one of our friends, Ella, and we've only done 2 classes so far. So last week and then 2 weeks before that. He was telling me at the last one that the first class he went along to, in his head, the whole time he was saying, I can't do salsa, I can't do salsa, and I can't do salsa. So he was really struggling with it.
Yeah.
But then this time around, I don't know what happened, some little switch in his head, and he was like, you know
Had an
what?
epiphany.
I'm going to say, I can do salsa. So he
Yeah.
kept saying that over and over again. And I swear, by the end of it, he'd like taken it so to the point where he's like, I'm so great at salsa.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? I was like spinning around everywhere. Like, it's just
That's-
such a mentality. And
I love that.
just that voice. I don't know. Like, you're saying that in your head, you're saying you can't dance or you can't, whatever
can't
it is.
sing,
But
can't do this, that.
yeah, it's such an easy switch. Like, can't to can. Just get rid of the T.
Try telling
Taking up too much
yourself.
space.
Yeah, tell yourself the other thing. The other thing.
You mean reverse psychology works?
Yeah.
It actually
There's studies
does.
on that, isn't there?
I'm actually in a clinical study at the moment. I usually am. I just enjoy helping the sciences for mental health things. Yeah, that's something that they were literally just talking about. You know, the power of just, I don't know. You can reprogram your brain.
Ordinary people.
Our man, Luke. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, you can reprogram your brain by doing something like that. Just reframe it, you know? You're not stuck in one place. The brain has all these, I mean, if you're constantly growing and changing and breathing and living, you're alive.
Yeah.
I mean, your brain it can do it. Like it can change. You can change. Who am I?
I suppose in a simple analogy, like
thank you.
the brain's full of pathways.
Yeah.
And if you keep taking the path that says you can't, that path's just going to get wider and wider and wider.
Yeah.
But if you start taking the one that says you can, that's when it's going to start to
Yeah.
get wider, and then you'll, I don't know,
Yeah.
get other
That's like-
pathways.
I can't
Yeah.
believe we have a motivational speaker in our midst.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, someone who can actually say precise, clear words. Because I'm like, my brain is like,
Well, on that very inspirational note,
yeah.
I think we can wrap up the show, and maybe next time you're if you're creating something or you think you're not good enough, just think back to the wise words of Mikhala and Caitlin
And Jeremy.
And Brandon and
and
Patrick.
Pat
Yeah.
and Sabrina and Luke and Sherry.
All of
Yeah.
our good friends.
And
All of our good
friends.
friends. Yeah.
Kelly.
That you
And that
you
voice in your head
can-
that says you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to
You
the other
can
voice.
do it. You
for a while.
can release music.
It's become a
You can be
power
proud of
battery.
yourself.
We're gonna, when we check in, the next time we check in with our team, crew thing, we're gonna be doing this.
Yeah.
I'll have something to tell you. Yeah. I'll have something to tell you.
Ooh, exciting.
And
Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what it is?
No, because I don't know what the thing is yet.
Off
But
screen.
nah, gonna do it. You know, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. I guess we just have to like watch you very closely and wait to see what happens.
Never turn off the cameras. Sorry, that was really freaky. Can we cut that? Can we cut that bit, please?
No.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
That's been episode 8.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
of course.
Thank you for having me. My
Thanks
name's
for giving us some motivation.
now, with all that motivation, I guess we should all go do something about it.
We should.
Shall we?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's it. Thanks for watching.
Got the motivation.
Bye.